What's up, my Broodwar brothers? Welcome back to another Starcraft Broodwar cast by your very own SC. Good to be back. We've got a great game for you here today. The NA team battle. We have up in the top right Hawk, the Zerg in the white, and down in the bottom left his opponent, Razz, the purple Protoss player. Gonna be starting out here with a gateway in the front. We are on good night. I've been looking for games on this map. I want to see more of it. I want to find out what it's like. We're going to be seeing a lot of it in the ASL, KCM, and others, so it's cool to get a view of this. I don't really get to play it on ladder, so it's fun to check it out and see some games on it and see how some of these matchups play out on this new map. So we've got Mr. Eagleburger, an over pool with the extractor trick to get that 10th drone. 10th drone just going to be scouting out around here. I'm going to send those lings across map. We'll be taking the expansion here momentarily. There it is, going down in the natural. Not going to be able to be blocked here by Razz, who is sending the probe right up into the main now. And we'll have to defend against these very early lings. The second zealot is about halfway done. This could be a difficult defense here for Razz, as you can absolutely just begin hitting this gateway immediately upon arriving at the base here. 6 lings, way too much for a single zealot, but 2 zealots and 2 probes, a much more even fight. The only thing is you do not want to allow these to run by into your main. If there's more Zerglings coming across the map, you're going to be in a lot of trouble if that does indeed happen. So he's just going to stay here in the natural, doing a good job of that defense so far. And with the Forge coming down here, Razz will be getting ready to throw down his cannon and just make himself that much more safe. More lings arriving. But behind this, we've got Hawk taking a base here at the 12 o'clock position. This is a base with a very small ramp here. Of course, it is the space tile set, so the largest small ramp that we have in this game. We oftentimes see actually eggs on ramps like these just to make them a little bit smaller on space tile set, but in this case, no eggs on there. We've got the probe. We're going to sneak out here. Let's see if he can get this out across the map. Those additional 2 links, they must have picked off the probe back at home. This is a good pick off for Hawk. It means that Razz has been in the dark for a little while here. He doesn't actually know what's going on, and looks like Hawk wants to keep it that way. He's going to put these 2 more lings on the ramp, make sure that that information is denied here for Razz. Keep a little bit of mystery for our Protoss players here. Make sure he doesn't know exactly what's going on. And behind this, a layer is coming up, so nothing crazy. Nice deny there on the ramp. Razz not going to get inside. And at this point, you gotta be a little bit worried as Razz. You see about 7 drones here. How many exactly do... Oh, that's not supposed to be shown. Sorry about that, guys. We've got about 7 drones here. And 973 is a real build, guys. It kills a lot of Protoss players. If you see those 7 drones there, you haven't seen this over here. There's 3 over here right now. But we do have a Spire on the way. This is not the 973. But you could be mistaken for thinking so if you were someone, a Protoss player like Razz. Now, moving on across the map, almost a good catch on some of these Zealots, dealing a little damage, but losing those lings is painful. This Zealot is kind of badly damaged. It might come into play a little bit later, but back at home, we've got to see a bunch of lings popping out here pretty quickly. Now, we're very far away from +1, so just pure ling can surround and kill off this Zealot force, absolutely. As long as there's enough here. You don't want to produce too many, though, as Eagle. Is there Hawk there? Otherwise, you could end up kind of delaying your economy a bit too much. Now, this is a lot of Zerglings, and I think even with the trade of these Zealots, Razz not going to be too mad about this loss here. He's going to be okay just forcing all of these Lings out and delaying that economy a little bit here. He's also going to get a good trade on this ramp. See these Zealots doing an excellent job of killing off a whole bunch of Lings here. And finally will be denied. But there were a lot of Lings extra made by Hawk, and it's kind of delayed the rest of his stuff going on here. He's got a couple of hatches, or one hatch going down so far. That second macro hatch going to come over there at the third base. We don't have a Hydra Den just yet, but there should be Mutas and Scourge popping out relatively soon. Yeah, we do have Mutas in the production tab. It's definitely looking like that Mutalist build with the extra Extractor, but we're not sure just yet how many Mutas will be committed to here by Hawk. Can already see more Corsairs being added on here, that +1 as well. Ticking away there. We don't have any +1 armor for Hawk, so I'm thinking probably not going to be too many more Mutas added on. Maybe we'll go up to 4 or 5. 5 is kind of the critical mass you need to one-shot those probes. I'm going to fly in here now. Only 4 Mutas in this clump, though, I think. Yeah, only 4 Mutas here, so not able to one-shot probes, I don't think. I believe it's 5. Yeah, see, look at that. 4 shots, just not quite able to get that kill, so has to go in for a second shot. And that's why we usually see these Zerg players actually build 5 Mutas, but in this case, only going to get 4 here. And behind this, getting into a bunch of drones. You can see the drone count rising up. There's not too much on the side of Razz right now. He's only got about 2 Zealots to his name, which means that it's basically Drone City. Whoa, a big explosion of Mutalists here, but no armor. Yet again, still no armor here. Have to point that out, as we will have +1 Corsairs going up against a bunch of no upgrade Mutas. That means that those Mutas are going to melt incredibly fast. Also, the Scourge are going to have a hard time connecting with their targets there. A third gas is going to come up for Hawk. He needs to fix that. He actually tried to take that, but it didn't start, which could be a boon to, or a problem for his build here. So far, just Hydralist speed coming up, so eventually we will see a transition. How many Mutas have been made now? Alright, we've got quite a few. This is a serious threat on the map. Do we have Overlords in position? Yes, we do. Overlords with a Sunken Colony means this DT not going to get too much done. Got a clutch of Scourge here, and Hawk looking like he's ready to dive in. Can he actually get this Templar? That would be a big pick off. Okay, going for the Templar in the natural. 2 picked off, but this is a crazy number of Corsairs, and they're just going to run those Mutalists down. A bunch of Mutalists end up dying, and none of the Scourge get their hits, so an kind of even trade, I guess, there. Picking off 2 Templars, nothing to sneeze at. That is a pretty good pick off. But now this Mutalist force is heavily reduced. It's not going to be nearly as effective. A little bit unfortunate that Hawk didn't bring his Scourge a little bit closer here to keep those Corsairs off his back. Looks like the first move out going to come from Razz, who's now attempting to move towards his third base. A very, very small force here, but with those 2 Dragoons, he can shove away the Scourges and picks off some of those with the Corsairs. Nicely done. Ooh, nice. Picks those off as well. Going in for one Templar. Gets one. Cannot get the second. This Templar so valuable right now. So incredibly valuable. This force cannot stay out on the map without a single Templar. It would be absolutely untenable. And this Templar with 2 storms in the bank, hardly replaceable at this point. So we're going to see a move out with Razz trying to take this base. However, Hawk is just all over this, and he's taking his 4th base. He's pumping up that supply right now, really building into a good Hydralisk force. He doesn't have +2 on the way just yet. Trying to defend some of his overlords back at home. And so far, these Corsairs have done not too much damage. They have picked off the mutas, which is a big deal. That's what they were really originally built for, to keep the mutas at bay. But now they're going to get a couple of overlords. Oh, this is a good group of overlords to pick off, but overlord speed is done. That means they will escape, and the rest of the Corsairs are looking mighty dead there. Okay, they do manage to run away. Over here, a distinct lack of detection at this 3rd base makes me a little bit worried for Hawk here. He's building into a bunch of lurkers. Oh, actually, excuse me, that's lurker aspect being upgraded at the moment. Is that not? Okay, I can't actually see that somehow. It's not popping up. I believe that is lurker aspect. Ooh, I'm gonna pick off the last couple of Corsairs. There's only 1 Corsair left. I'm gonna push away this Overlord, but I don't see a DT in position to actually take advantage of this lack of detection. Would be a good time to run in there now, but Razz gonna double expand behind this. And it appears that Hawk is gonna let him get away with it. It's a little bit surprising. We do have a lot of supply for Hawk right now. It is quite difficult to push up this ramp. However, shoving a force towards this base, especially with a couple of lurkers, making that difficult to break, and then counterattacking into one of these locations would be very, very good right now. Maybe need to move an Overlord over here, find out about this base. Anyway, just some thoughts. Now that all of the Corsairs are dead, though, oh, this is going to be really strong. Flying in with a good group of Mutalisks here. How many of these Templars can he pick off before the battle starts? One goes down. A second Templar, but sitting in the storm, not the best plan. Ends up losing a bunch of those Muta. And pulls back with the remainder of the force. I believe if all of those Templars went down, he would have just crashed down upon this ball of Protoss and smashed this army. Coming in now with the Lurkers, with the Hydras. Only +1 is done, and no +2 on the way. We are getting into Queen's Nest, though. One force hitting on the right side. Another coming up from the left, but a little bit uncoordinated here from Hawk, who's not able to get all of his forces into the engagement at the same time. Now pushing forward once again. He's got more Lurkers coming up, more Hydras as well. Can he actually make this work? He's pushing forward. Full retreat here for Razz, who's now getting up onto the high ground, which will be a much more difficult area to attack into. We'll see if Hawk is able to push forward and actually take this fight. He's getting the Lurkers up in the front. I don't see an observer at the moment. I believe it must have been picked off there. There's a new observer coming up. We'll fight here on the side, but now these Lurkers have been left completely alone. We're going to have to drop back with these Hydras. Morphing some Lurkers right out in front of his opponent's base and taking a fifth base here on the center right. Can he actually defend it, though, at this moment? If Razz finds out about this, I think he can just come over here and deny this. One Dragoon. A Lone Wolf. Cut down in his prime. Probe making its way over to this 5th and does spot that. Now, the decision tree is pretty simple here for Razz. Does he want to make a concerted push through this area and try to break this base? Or does he want to expand himself Perhaps go towards the natural. That's also another option. Looks like he's heading towards the top center. Not what I was expecting. He's kind of secured the middle here for a moment. But kind of going past each other right now. We've got a lot of Hawks units moving down on the right side. We're getting into that hive now. +1 armor. Okay, all the upgrades coming now. Triple upgrades at the same time. What are the upgrades here for the Protoss? We've got +2 armor, +1 attack. Favoring that armor here. Good storm on that ramp. Just pushing everything back really easily here. Shoving that army back in a single ling. Trying to deny this Nexus on the left. Not going to be successful. The army moves to intercept. Stop this harassment. Good job spending their money very, very well right now. Macroing up heavily. Might need some more macro hatches, actually, pretty soon, as the economy is really going to explode here as more drones are added on. We're already at 50 drones. And a run by over onto this side. No Templar on this high ground. Could be devastating here to Razz, who is out of position. Gonna try and make his way over to this base. But getting up here pretty easily without any Templar on this high ground. It's not really feasible to hold against this many Hydra. Now, Hydra do manage to get up here, but a big flank coming through. Completely surrounding this army. We'll see how he can trade as this army is picked off. Picking up some of these rallies is very nice. Able to grab some of those Templar. Yo, that storm, though. Ooh, that was painful. There's an Overlord over in that location. No drop or anything. This base going to go down. Big counter from Razz, is just going to come straight across the map and try to make the game crazy here. Let's see if he can get in and do the work. He's got one single storm in this entire army. I don't know if this is going to work out for him. Here comes the Lurkers, but all the Zealots are pretty much already gone. Going after the Lurkers here. Can he actually pick them all off? It looks like he's got a perfect surround on them. Meanwhile, Hawk just going to start to commit here, killing off more bases. He's going to get even more Templar as they're being rallied out there. Very unfortunate rally for the man Razz. Big base trade going on. Need to throw some more Sunkens up here. Just get this base sunken up all of this stuff. Try to keep yourself alive here. That's all that Hawk really needs to do. This is unfortunate, not having Sunkens in this location. Put some Lurker eggs on this ramp. You just gotta survive. Oh, listen, those very painful. Not able to block here, and he's not able to get in on this base either. We've still got this base mining here in the center left for Razz. So sitting here on 3 base, he can still produce. Of course, this base is still up. Not many drones at that location, though. It looks like he's going to transfer out now. How many drones are actually going to get away here? 6, maybe 5? Going to head down to that center right, and we're about to be 3 base versus 3 base. Protoss versus Zerg, kind of favoring the Protoss' position here right now. Look at the supply. We are double the supply of our opponent at this moment. Razz is looking good. He's got to defend this base. I think he can with these storms that he has banked up. Dropping them right on top of the Lurkers as they try to break up the ramp. A bit desperate here. We see Hawk just running up this ramp. He is going to get a burrow. Oh! Just barely able to burrow there. Go for the probes. Go for the probes. He pushes them away. And okay, we do have one observer out already. And the front is going to be broken here. Razz actually manages to get out of the base. Oh my goodness. No drones over here. Didn't actually transfer to this location. Must have transferred to the natural. That's a bit rough for Hawk, and now I'm not sure how he comes back. Razz taking another base here in the upper left. That's not being spotted by our man Hawk. Very frustrating stuff there. All the probes going to go back to mining now, and yeah, I think this game is over, guys. Kind of a wild one. But I think that Hawk is going to have to tap out here. The Eagle Burger going to go down to Razz. This defense here was so critical. Putting some Sunkens on that high ground, dropping some eggs on the ramp, you force the storms out. Just buy yourself some time. Would have made all the difference in the world, but just patient storming on this ramp, keeping him off. Good play by Razz. I've been in this situation so many times from the Zerg's point of view. I really sympathize with Hawk here. It's so difficult to make this happen, to make this work, and he's going to lose this base, man. He's trying to defend everything at the same time. He's got his lurkers spread out everywhere, and Razz is just going to move to one location. Okay, actually, he backs off. There we go. Egg on the ramp. Not bad. Razz is going to have to push through this pretty heavy lurker line, and that's not an easy thing to do. He's just going to shove through. Big storm there in the center. A lot of zealots coming up here, but the lurker spines are doing very, very well. However, the storms are just a little bit too strong, and we still got a lot of units here in the back. A couple of lurkers over in this location. A lot of Sunkens over here. But I think that Razz can just get in here and actually kill this base. And that's going to be that, man. Once you lose your main, you lose all of that tech, all of those hatcheries. There's not really a good way to come back. More storms here. Just too many storms left over. This is so many Templar that are still building up energy here as they sit out in the front. Just denying everything that pops out of the hatcheries for Hawk here. He loses that hatch as well. Okay, picking off a couple of Dragoons. That's not bad. Dragoon's not really firing there. He's got to focus on one of these. Okay. Storm comes down. Can he actually clean this up? There's not too much back at home for Razz, who's actually taking a lot of bases right now. He's focusing, I think, heavily on the attack here. And meanwhile, this army is going to get surrounded. What am I looking at right now? Are we actually going to continue this game on? What are the upgrades right now? Let's take a look at that. 3-2-3. Good God. Versus 2-1. The upgrades firmly in the advantage of Protoss here. He set himself up very nicely for the late game. And I don't think there's any way that Hawk can come back from this. He's sending an army up towards the top left, but what he really needs to do, I think, is just stay alive right now. He's going to end up getting killed here. Wasting units up this ramp is just never going to net him anything. Attacking here wouldn't be too bad, but now the army is in place, ready to fight against that. Got some mining here at the 12 o'clock now. Natural is mined out. The main is kind of dead right now. I think he just transferred these workers out of here. Get some mining going elsewhere. This is still pretty good mining here in the center right, but we are double the supply here for Razz, more than double. And it's really up to Razz on how he wants to finish this game now. I don't see any tricky moves coming out of Hawk right now. He's in a crisis mode, trying to build up his lurker count, trying to get some drones back out here. Set up that defense that he had previously on these bases. Gonna get lurkers up in this high ground location. Some Sunkens finally gonna come down there. And he's still getting those upgrades, so at least he is working his way towards that 3-3. And it's sort of an even advantage there. Eventually that's going to come, but I don't know if it's going to come in time. We've got a spore colony on high ground. That's actually going to turn him away. Wow, I thought he was just going to go for it there. I feel like he absolutely could have. But one spore and one lurker is going to turn Razz around. Oh, a storm drop comes through. Yikes, that was a nasty storm drop. And that might just be the nail in the coffin, guys. We've got 2 Scourge over here. They're a little bit late. I think they might have been over in that location, just not right on top of that. And it's hard. It's really, really hard to catch these shuttles as they're coming in, especially when you're worried about losing the space as well. So a good move there by Razz to just threaten this space here and then come in with a storm drop at the same time. He's really just getting more ahead right now. The true Artosis path. And yeah, this game is mad over. Getting another base down here in the bottom right. We've got the top left as well. So many cannons coming down. Whew. Defiler is out, but there's just no hope here right now. We've got drop. That is something that can make things crazy in this matchup. Load up a bunch of lings and just drop them up here. Kill this base. That does change the math a little bit. Drop some lings over here as well. But a bunch more drones get picked off. Oof. Hawk just losing a crazy number of drones there. We missed the storm drop, but you can see the blood trail here. So many drones going down, and we're sitting here 38 drones to 70. Good God. I think the tap out moment is coming here pretty soon. Razz, go ahead and initiate this attack. I don't know what he's doing. Totally maxed out at the moment, but not actually trying to end here. Some Dark Storms come down, but he has enough Storm to just kill. Dark Swarms come down, but he has enough Storm to actually just kill this. Just throw down Dark Swarm, or just throw down Storms, Psionic Storms until everything is dead, and run in with the Archon and Zealot. Just end this. End it. Running up here. This is a nice target for a good storm. So many lurkers right on top of each other, but Razz just backs away. Alright, having a hard time getting the end here, but I think this is it. Hawk tries to push out a little bit and ends up getting crushed, and finally it looks like Razz is ready to end things. He's diving up here in the front. Nice storm on the high ground. Yikes. That was a lot of Hydras going down there. Gonna surround these lurkers. Unfortunately, they are unburrowed at the moment. Big storm there, and that's gonna be it, guys. Hawk leaves the game, and Razz is your winner. That was a little bit rough in the late game. I'm not gonna lie, guys. I thought that was going to be a little bit closer. But the kill here on the 12 o'clock base, I think, was just a bit too much. The craziness of doing a base trade in this matchup was really on full display there in this match. We almost made it crazy. Hawk almost made it crazy. If this base hadn't existed, if this base hadn't gone down before that base trade happened, I think we would have had a really tight game on our hands. But unfortunately, this base was down. It was very hard to breach. And Hawk just wasn't able to make it happen. So, congratulations to Razz. Guys, if you want to check out the live version of the NA team battle, go on over to Gypsy's channel. The link, of course, is in the description down below. The link for Razz and Hawk are in the description down below. Both of them stream as well. So go ahead and check them out. Guys, my name is Saynesi. I hope you enjoyed this cast. If you did, give it a like, subscribe. I do appreciate it. I'll see you guys in the next video.